Hi, and welcome to another Ivanti patch for MEM tutorial video. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the automation scheduler, starting with how to publish patches automatically on a schedule. We'll need to start by accessing the automation scheduler page view under the Ivanti patch container. Once selected, you'll see the calendar overview where your planned tasks will reside. At the top, there are 5 different buttons to schedule different types of tasks. Let's start by creating a task that publishes updates by Smart Filter. On the Publish Updates by Filter window, you'll see a familiar group of settings that you need to apply in order to publish your updates. Provide a name for the task, and then select the filter that you want to automate publications for. In this scenario, I'll be using the composite filter I set up earlier called My Latest Patches. Next, we'll need to set the task up on a schedule. You can set the task to run daily at the allocated time, or you can set it to run monthly on either a specific day of the month or on a day's occurrence within the month. I'm going to go with Microsoft's Patch Tuesday and then stagger it by 4 days so it runs on the Saturday instead. As this is a scheduled job that needs to run as a batch job, you'll need to enter the account's password so it can run. You'll also need to re-enter the password each time you edit this task in the future. Next, we'll set this up to synchronize after execution and accept all metadata updates in the catalogue for future revisions. Since we've marked this for synchronization, we can also set this up to be added to a software update group using any of the options on the right side of the publication options area. In doing this, it will also enable the deployment section at the bottom, as the requirements for this are to have the updates synchronized and published to a software update group. Let's also enable this to deploy updates. We'll need to create or select an existing deployment profile, and then also create or select an existing deployment package. You can use any of the 3 options at the bottom of the deployment section to further customize your deployments. As we added an offset to our schedule to push the task execution day onto a Saturday, a confirmation prompt will appear to notify you that the task will need to be rescheduled every 12 months. A reminder will appear nearer the time you need to reschedule it though. Finally, as you can see here, we have a task appearing on the Saturday following the second Tuesday of the month, titled My Latest Patches. You can also publish recommended patches based on the latest not published patch filter using the Publish Recommendations button. The Publish Recommendations window is similar in layout to the Publish by Filter window, so you can configure the task in the same way as before. The Differing section at the bottom allows you to customize what patches are included in the Recommended Patches task. You can set this task to include patches that supersede previously published patches. Additionally, you can further reduce the number of patches identified by the Recommended Patches task by filtering it to another previously created smart filter. As I configured my Recommended Patches task to run daily throughout the working week, I have several duplicated tasks added to the automation scheduler. I can also trigger the task to run manually by selecting a task scheduled in the future, and then right-clicking it and selecting Run Now. Now, let's take a look at how to synchronize applications for new installs using Ivanti Patch for MEM. Once again, at the top, in the ribbon bar, click the Synchronize Applications button. Let's fill out the details again as we have done previously and see what happens. When clicking Add Task, we're confronted with a critical error. This is because during our setup stage, we never configured an application source folder. Let's do that now. Cancel the current task creation and then go to Settings in the ribbon bar. In the Settings window, navigate to the Application Management tab. We'll need to create a new folder to contain the application installation media. Click the Browse button to open File Explorer and then create a new folder in your desired location. The folder must be within a shared location on your corporate network. Once we've configured the application source folder, we can now return back to the application synchronization task creation. After making all of the necessary configurations again for the task and selecting the applications we want to configure for synchronization, click the Add Task button and the task will be added to the automation scheduler. Finally, in application synchronization, Ivanti patch for MEM can be configured to connect and publish applications directly to Microsoft's Intune. To configure this, you first need to go into the Application Management tab within the settings of the plugin again. Check the Enable Intune Publishing checkbox, and then enter your tenant domain, the published API's application ID, and the client secret value associated with the published API. Once these fields have been populated, click the Test Connection button to verify your connectivity to Microsoft Intune. Once your connection test is successful, save the settings by clicking OK. You can then open the application synchronization task you've already created, or you can create a new one by clicking the Synchronize Applications button again in the ribbon bar. This time, in the Synchronize Applications window, we'll need to select the Use Intune checkbox. This will give us additional options for publishing the application to Intune. Once all settings are configured, click the Add Task button to create the task. As before, we can select the task individually in the automation scheduler, right-click it, and select Run Now to publish the application immediately to Microsoft Intune. Thank you for watching the Ivanti patch for MEM tutorial video on the automation scheduler. We hope to see you again for the next one.